Hello and welcome to stage 12 of Giro d'Italia 2020. We're back in Emilia-Romagna today on a 204-kilometre epic ride, starting and finishing in Cesenatico on what is going to be a very demanding day in the saddle for the riders in Corsa Rossa 103. Here's what the riders face. Those who are familiar with the world-famous Gran Fondo Nove Colli will know this route. It's a flat run out of about 25 kilometres before we hit the first of 9 hills along the way. 5, as I mentioned, have been classified for the King of the Mountains competition, but it's up and down, sawtooth profile all day. Almost 4,000 metres of climbing. It's billed as a 4-star out of 5 on the difficulty rating.
But the gap is starting to open. Clark really fighting. We now know why he's given himself that little bit of sliding space. And with 2 Ks to go to the top of this climb and the speed they're moving at, he needs to really fight and make sure that that gap doesn't open. Just look at that, his head's dropping, but that's, oh God, fighting with every single fibre he needs to get back in contact.
What energy is left for these riders? They have buried themselves. Maximum lead at one stage up over, up around the 14-minute mark. Stabilised around 7 minutes and is yo-yoed in and around that, and it's still 6:45 to the good. With all the hills complete, it's going to go to these 2 riders today. Which of the 2? Problem for Padun, and I said it wasn't a particularly challenging descent. He's got a puncture. He's looking for a team assistance, and Narvaez not going to hang around. No, Mark Padun clearly has picked up some sort of problem, and that can only be a puncture. He's going to ride that tub as long as possible, but he's looking for a bike, looking for a front wheel. Is he on discs? Well, how quick a change is this going to be? And it is... well, we saw not exactly the fastest change for Herman Pernsteiner not such a long time ago, and he's back on a bike. And Mark Padun, well, in pursuit of Jonathan Narvaez, 1 against 1, and Mark Padun's not giving up on this just yet. He's a former Ukrainian national time trial champion, won that indeed in 2019. Having said that, not sure what the strength and depth is like in Ukrainian time trialing at the moment, but the helicopter is able to pick out the gap between them. Is it really as much as 28 seconds? Narvaez is not going to hang around to ask. He's not going to hang around to wait for Padun. Time to put your head stopwatch back on, because it's down to 10 seconds now, Matt, and it's getting closer. And Padun, I think with fully 11.6 kilometres remaining, I think he could get there. And Mark Padun is... I think he's pretty much out on his wheels here. He's really struggling to maintain progress, and I think he may well feel as he drops down onto the drops in his slightly less aerodynamic position. I think it's done.
Yeah, I do think 7.4 Ks to go, and this information will be passed to both riders. And when you find that you're shipping time, it's really hard to kind of turn it around, especially when you're at or near your limit.
And it is victory for Jonathan Manuel Narvaez as he shows the colours. It's glory to Ecuador in Cesenatico this afternoon. Conrad is pretty fast as well across the tarmac. And is that McNulty indeed, who's just going to lead the group in the UAE Team Emirates. There's a confirmation of the finishing order at the conclusion of stage 12, with Jonathan Narvaez getting up for the victory, ultimately by just over a minute from Mark Padun, with Simon Clark almost 7 minutes in arrears using the early break, remember. Joey Roscoff, Peo, McNulty, Conrad Guerrero, Almeida and Theo Gegenhardt. Just Roscoff and Peo, the other riders from that group of 14, to hold off the peloton behind.
Jonathan, your first Grand Tour victory, how big is it?
Yes, my first World Tour victory. It feels good because today was a really hard stage on the Giro d'Italia, the cold, the desnivel, and I'm happy because we've been working really hard before the Giro, and then here to try to take the breakaway, to stay every day well, to try to recover every day well, so I'm happy for this.
In the last kilometers of the race, did you know the gap between you and Mark Padun?
Yes, after the flat tire, my sport director said you wait a little bit for him, but the race was fast in that moment. I keep the pace, But then, yes, I know the gap and I keep going until the end.
They have confirmation of the overall standings. No significant changes in there. We'll have a little drill into it. But Kelderman's still at 34 seconds. Bea Bilbao hangs on. He's in within 43 seconds of the lead. Pozzoviva, after all his great efforts, still 57 seconds back and 4 ahead of Vincenzo Nibali. Conrad Hindley, Maike Masnada, Jakob Fulsang in 10th position overall.